Hello, my name is Patricia. I'm here to talk to you about legal highs. Most people are familiar with Class A drugs, but do you ever think about legal highs? Most people think that they can get away with the consequences of abusing legal highs. Just because they're labelled as legal highs doesn't make them safe. Most people that use legal highs are young. Studies have shown that legal highs tend to be purchased more by students or young adults. My studies show that most students in a single classroom in Sussex Downs College haven't taken legal highs before in their life. Most of these students didn't know people who had taken these seemingly friendly drugs. One thing that slightly amazed me was that most people didn't know the effects of legal highs and the impact it can have on your mental and physical health. With the help of my survey, I found out that most of the people who completed the survey stated that they hadn't taken legal highs. However, half of these individuals knew some of the dangers of taking these drugs, even claimed that they can be beneficial. Most people stated that they have been aware of cases of people being admitted to hospital and dying. The most common legal highs that people take are known as Xanax, laughing gas, and spice, which imitates cannabis. Legal highs come in different forms and are taken in different manners, such as sniffing, injecting, swallowing pills, and inhaling. Stimulants such as new psychoactive substances can make an individual feel energized or euphoric. Sedative MPS drugs can make an individual feel sleepy, forgetful, and can reduce your concentration and reactions. Psychedelic drugs can make you visualize and hear things that aren't there. Now let's talk about the risks. Using stimulative MPS drugs, also known as legal or illegal highs, can cause overheating of the body, seizures, and coma. Injecting drugs, including MPS, frequently leads to HIV, hepatitis B or C. Hello, today I will be talking to Dr. Omar. He will be telling us a bit more about legal highs. Let's hear what he has to say to us. How often do you encounter patients who are suffering from drug abuse, or not just you, but like maybe this clinic?
Well, actually, we encounter patients who have substance misuse problems very often. It's very common in our practice. It's part of mental health. 1 in 4 patients that we see has a mental health problem, and we know that it's actually a major issue that we have, especially in this particular area in Eastbourne. I have some fun facts for you here. You know, in 2015, if we're looking at all kinds of substances that have been misused or abused, you know, everything comes underneath it, including alcohol, tobacco, cannabis, opioids, you know, cocaine, and legal highs as well. So in 2015, this study showed that the adult population was, 18.3% of them had heavy alcoholic use and abuse. 15.2% of the population were very heavy tobacco smokers. 3.8% were cannabis users. 0.77% were using amphetamine. 0.35% of the population were using cocaine. So, if you extrapolate that with the actual population that we have, big numbers. And unfortunately it is just increasing. What's quite sort of in the press at the moment is things, hallucinogenics.
Yes.
When it comes to either drugs that are sort of a little bit more established, like cannabis. You often get patients who are admitted into hospital because they have cannabis-induced paranoia, and they go quite paranoid, and the people often talk about a link between schizophrenia and cannabis. There is a link, but the evidence there isn't. It's not cause, it's a link. So we must make a clear difference there. And also now with the new legal highs, or as we call them, new psychoactive substances. There's so many different ones out there. Some of them try to mimic drugs like cannabis, things called spice and from what I've read, things called black mamba,
Yeah.
and these things can actually cause hallucinogenics, are hallucinogenics, and can cause these quite severe hallucinations and sort of paranoia and things like that. Of course, you have the use of drugs, whether they're legal highs or some normal sort of established recreational drugs.
Can you tell me what the withdrawal symptoms are when you stop taking legal highs?
I think the ones that are known to cause hallucinations, things that act like cannabis, like I've mentioned before, I've read up, I don't know too much about it unfortunately, but I have read up that there are some that will cause you to have sort of hallucinations when you don't take them, because your mind is already used to a certain thing.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, and it's quite dangerous. There might be some that mimic amphetamine and things like that will actually cause your heart rate to go up and sort of cause quite a bit of a problem.
And I would like to know your personal opinion on legal highs.
Right, so new psychoactive substances are dangerous. They are a bit like any other recreational drug out there. I think the name is a misnomer. It shouldn't be called a legal high, because actually a lot of them are illegal. And it's quite crazy how you have such alarming statistics, of which I'm actually going to now sort of just show to you. I think something that's quite alarming is that 1 in 100 people in the last year between the ages of 16 and 59 had used a new psychoactive substance. Okay, men were more significantly likely to use it. And when you come and look at the sort of more younger population, so between 16 and 24 years of age, around 1 in 40 people in that age group used a new psychoactive substance. That's really quite high numbers. I think something that's really important that you are doing right now is you're actually bringing the awareness in. And so I've looked into this as well, and in the previous year, about 51% of pupils sort of were aware of it, not really, not fully, but they knew a little bit about that.
Yeah.
And as you sort of grew older, that went all the way up to 74% of 15-year-olds knew it. Sometimes this can have a really good effect of, I know about it, I should probably stay away from it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it could also have a bad effect. Well, I know there's another sort of drug going around, and it's called a legal high. Maybe it's legal, so it's fine, it's okay, I won't get caught. And, that can lead you down a sort of slightly dangerous path.
Now that we've been given some professional advice, I'm here at Sussex Downs College. I've asked some students some questions about what they think about legal highs and the awareness that they may have heard on social media.
Legal highs and drugs, I can't say there's something that I personally would ever do. Well, that's just me speaking from my point of view at the moment. Like, if someone was to offer me them, I'd probably say no. But I guess if other people, I feel like people are educated enough to know that with drugs there is a side effect, and it can cause long-term issues. So if other people want to do them, just as long as they're not harming other people who don't want to do it.
So from what I've seen from drugs in the media, posts on Facebook where they list the medical pros and cons from marijuana compared to smoking, actual tobacco, and when it comes to drinking as well, because there's a lot more health benefits that can do it as well.
I think they should be better regulated, because they cause a lot of damage, and they cause more damage than the actual drugs they're trying to replicate quite often. I don't think enough attention is paid to legal highs, and there's not enough education about them.
My opinion on legal highs is I don't believe that they're legal anymore. I think that there's been a lot has been done to stop them being available to young people. However, I know that they're still quite prevalent and they can be bought online. I watch a lot of television, and so I've seen documentaries about the impact that those sorts of products, if you like, are being used in prisons and the damage that they can do to families, etc. And a couple of years ago, some students doing East Bournemouth Radio did a documentary and managed to get in contact with a mother that unfortunately lost their child to some legal violence. Not enough. Every time something bad happens, it makes the news, but then we don't really see it as a main campaign for the media or around college. I think it's a really serious issue that there just isn't enough being done about it.
I don't think people sort of realise how bad some legal highs can be, like tobacco, for example, or alcohol. People literally died from alcohol poisoning. So I really think there should be a lot more awareness for that. I don't think there's actually enough on the media about legal highs, because I never see anything sort of explaining what that specific legal high actually does to a person. I've never seen a video just randomly on social media stating that, you know, it's actually bad for you, so I think it needs more of a presence.
Legal highs are just as bad as like normal highs, like normal drugs and stuff, in my personal opinion. But if you want to do them, you can do them. They're legal for a reason. I personally won't be doing them, and yeah.
I've seen a lot of educational videos on BBC Three talking about legal highs and the effects and the damages that legal highs can do to young people, and how easy it is to get addicted to legal highs. I've seen drugs sort of be glamorised in the media and in movies and TV shows, and that's probably what attracts young people to try to take these drugs.
I think the overuse of it for like a picture and actually they'll be maybe a TikTok. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't overuse it or use it for a reason or something.